accountability, and maintain law and order.
If you present deadly physical force to one of my family members, we meet you with deadly force every time, and we win.
Zero tolerance. Guns and drugs off the streets. Safe kids, safe schools.
You push poison on our streets, and we are coming for you.
And we will put you behind bars at the Marceno Motel. It's that simple.
Welcome to this week's episode of Midweek with Marceno. I'm Public Information Officer Julie Martin. Recently, the Florida Deputy Sheriff's Association and the Florida Sheriff's Association donated $350,000 to various sheriff's offices around the state to help employees who were impacted by Hurricane Ian. 70 employees here at the Lee County Sheriff's Office received assistance to help them rebuild. Today, Sheriff Carmine Marceno sits down with Sheriff Rick Staley from the Flagler County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Al Nienhuis from Hernando County Sheriff's Office.
So today was a big day, and it's a great day. You know, getting hit by Hurricane Ian is so hard, devastating. And yet the Florida Deputy Sheriff's Association comes through, the Florida Sheriff's Association, we get together. There's a reason why there's no I in team. And today's a huge day because we get those funds immediately to those that are affected. The first responders who have lost their homes, lost their vehicles, and yet they go to work smiling and dedicate their lives to serving others before themselves. Sheriff, how do you feel about that?
Well, you know, Sheriff, I'm the president of the Florida Deputy Sheriff Association and also Flagler County Sheriff. And the Florida Deputy Sheriff Association is not a union, as you know. It is solely designed to serve Sheriff's Office employees. And we have 18,000 members. We're the largest Deputy Sheriff Association in the nation. And so those 18,000 members are all Florida Sheriff's employees, whether they're sworn deputy sheriffs or they're professional support staff. So our board came together and decided we wanted to raise $1 million to support the employees that were just devastated. They couldn't go home. They needed to stay and serve their community. And so their damage continued while they were working. And so fortunately, we got a great kickstart with Governor DeSantis.
Yeah.
He presented a $500,000 check to the Florida Sheriff Association from the millions that he has and the First Lady have raised to support victims of Hurricane Ian, quite frankly. And so in conjunction with the Florida Sheriff Association, they gave us that check to distribute because that's our 501c3 status, quite frankly. And then we raised another 115, so we're well on our way to the $1 million. And all 100% of that money will go into the employees' hands that were most devastated by Hurricane Ian. The Deputy Sheriff Association is covering the entire overhead costs of that.
It's amazing. You know, Governor DeSantis has made law enforcement his top priority, and he has done that from the very first minute he got in the office. What a blessing he has been as a governor, an amazing leader. You know, Sheriff, coming down and seeing some of the devastation here firsthand. I remember the first couple days you being here, boots on the ground. Thank you for your assistance during this time.
Yeah, well, as I'm the 100th president of the Florida Sheriff's Association. Florida Sheriff's Association has been around about 140 years, and the Office of Sheriff's been around about 200 years. The association was formed to support sheriffs between and among sheriffs, and as you know, when a sheriff calls for help, you don't ask many questions. You say, how much do you need and where do you want it? And that's what the Florida Sheriff's Association has been doing for well over 100 years. And the Florida Deputy Sheriff's Association, a little bit younger, but it's been in existence for well over a dozen years now, again, to focus on our people who do the hard work. And our partnership with Governor DeSantis, as you said, was second to none. And the people of the state of Florida, it's no wonder people want to come here because when the First Lady put out the call that there were going to be people in South Florida that needed help, Southwest Florida, they came through. And so I got to give a lot of credit to the First Lady, to the Governor, and to the citizens and the corporations and the companies, the organizations that all contributed to those millions of dollars, of which we got $500,000 at the Florida Sheriff's Association. And, you know, as we've said before, sheriffs are problem solvers. Sheriffs often stand alone in their county to solve issues with their deputies and their support staff. They can't pass the buck, much like the governor. And we have to be decision makers and we have to be problem solvers. And it sure is nice to have a governor that works well with the sheriffs to solve those problems, not the least of which is our people who were hurting after Hurricane Ian, just like the rest of the citizens of Lee County and Charlotte County and Sarasota County, Collier County. The citizens were hurting, and we are the citizens. We're part of that citizenry. So the sheriffs got together and said, we're going to help solve this problem. Things like insurance deductibles and other costs associated with being displaced from their homes. We certainly are happy to be able to come down here and meet with you and see the faces of those people that are going to be helped. Talking to a deputy who has lost everything. His family's still fine, thank God, but he's still in good spirits, and that's what deputy sheriffs are, man. They have a positive attitude, a can-do attitude, and are focused on the people in their county, and it's humbling to work with them, frankly.
Yeah, you said it, Sheriff, and both of you have said it. You know, post Ian, you get out there early on and you look, and you just, there's no words to describe when you see your great residents in your county that take such a hit, catastrophic hit, and some lose everything in just minutes or hours. And we are problem solvers. We want to press the button and make things happen and solve it immediately. And there is no immediate response here. But I will tell you from the heart, when I see you come down, when I see my fellow brothers and sisters in the sheriff's offices from all over the country, there's a reason why people come to Florida. And it's not just sunshine and palm trees, okay? There's law and order. The team that's in place here, and again, our great governor and the First Lady, they have stepped up from day one and done everything to give us the tools to do our job. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for the both of you. Thank you for both, for all you do and for helping our family members in need.
It's been our pleasure.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to be with you.
And Sheriff, I just want to point out, because you talked about pushing a button and get it done. So when the governor came down and distributed 4 checks of $500,000 each, 3 went to basically union organizations that support law enforcement or firefighters in the state of Florida. We're not a union. We're the first ones delivering checks in 3 weeks. $350,000 went out today to 192 employees of sheriff's offices in 9 counties. So we delivered, which is what our charter is, why we work so closely with the Florida Sheriff Association. We pushed that button and got it out.
And as always, Florida delivers, and we come together, and we're stronger and we're better than ever.
Thank you, Sheriffs, for joining us, and thank you for watching this week's episode of Midweek with Marceno. Have a great rest of your week.